Hey everyone, Big Bear Ron here. Doesn't that look good? Yeah, this is, the old reliable standby. Good old PBJ. Yeah. And what better thing is there to chase it down than a cup of hot coffee? Oh, but get this. I've got the ice cream setting by to kind of soften up just a little bit. Would you believe this really is breakfast? It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon here. I slept. It's Sunday. My employer, actually, there are two directors at the school, and they have they asked me. Well, let me back up. They are going to visit elementary schools tomorrow, elementary schools in Yongchan, and they've asked me if I would like to go with them. Uh, they they usually are very courteous to me, respectful of me, and they don't demand that I go to special occasions or whatever. And so, but they asked me if I would like to go, and I said sure. I think it would be a good idea to go visit the elementary schools, and so I'm looking forward to that, seeing the where these schools are, and yeah, and I think it would be good way to good PR for the school. Oh, oh, I got a doctor appointment coming up this week. It's my routine. We're going to check my blood pressure. Yeah, I have to do that um, to refill my prescriptions. They um they put me on new medication here. I'm on blood pressure medicine medication and cholesterol medication. I have been for several years. My blood pressure has, ever since I was in my young 20s, has always been just high enough to be called high blood pressure. And I didn't start taking medication for it until I was 40. I wasn't, you know, having any symptoms of anything. I just went in for when I hit 40, I went for a full, complete medical exam, and including an EKG and X-rays and blood work tests, blah blah blah. And I got a clean bill of health from my doctor, but he said we probably ought to address the blood pressure. I mean, he just really made a suggestion, and he left it up to me. Do I want to control it? And I said, well, sure, why not? And the cholesterol thing, he gave me a choice on that too. He said, well, we can control it. You know, there are a number of ways. He said, well, we can change your diet, and we can do it medically. And I thought, well, let's do it medically. But I did um, make changes in my diet. I mean, I wasn't one of those who says, all right, no more this, no more that, no more. It wasn't like that. I really reduced a lot of things. I used to go through ice cream. I mean, in the USA, Kroger grocery stores would have a special on Breyer's ice cream, and they would do this buy one get one free thing. Well, they weren't the only ones. I think it was what was the name of that? Ingles Supermarket, and I was like driving down the road, and and you know how your eye catches those things that you really do want to see. That's kind of what happened. My eye caught the sign that said, it was like, buy one get one free. Breyer's ice cream. I stopped at the next traffic light and turned and went in there, and I grabbed 10 of them. The lady at the register, she's like, and I just said, well, I have a big freezer. But man, I could put away some ice cream. I love ice cream. But I've cut way, way, way back. Now I buy these little things here, and I don't eat it all. I, eat a little bit. And then I still prefer real butter over margarine any day. When I was in the USA, I made cookies using real butter, made cake using real butter. I stopped using margarine a long time ago. But I cut back on that. And since being in Korea, I've got some real butter in the refrigerator, but I hardly ever use it. I like to put a little bit on my rice every now and then when I make it here. But and so yeah, I'll be curious to know of any test results that they do. I don't think we're not planning to do blood work. I think it's all blood pressure, to monitor it, and yeah. So that's on the agenda for this week. I haven't been outside today. It's probably the only thing I don't like about this apartment, that I really can't see what's going on outside. I put in a request that if another one opens up, if it's okay, could I, transfer to another apartment? And the director said, yeah, we're actually on a waiting list to try to get a bigger apartment. And I said, well, it doesn't have to be bigger, but when I think bigger, I think more heating space and cooling space. But the size, I'm happy. I mean, I used to fantasize when I was a kid. Oh, I guess it's 12, 13. You know how it is. You look at these big houses. Well, when I was a kid, and think, man, I'd like to have one of those. Later on, more and more and more I thought about that, the less attractive big, big, big houses seemed to me. Even my own house back in Georgia. By the way, it's going to be sold, and that'll be history. But even it was more than what I really needed. I mean, I got a lot of use out of it. It gave me good service. Um, I rented out the extra rooms and made money off that house. And of course, the housing slump nowadays is not helping anything. But but have you ever thought about these huge, huge, huge houses that people have? And of course, some of them probably can afford maids and cleaning service, but gee, I just not the one who wants to be washing windows all the time, vacuuming carpet all the time, and dusting all the time. God, well, whatever turns you on. But no, I spend most of my time away from the apartment. I guess you could say it's out there is my real living space. This is just where I sleep and eat when I'm not out there. This is a chocolate ice cream with dark chocolate in it. Delicious. Yeah, when my hair gets really, really long, then I'm going to have it trimmed. I'm waiting for the front part to get long enough to where I can tie it all back and then I'll have it trimmed. I'm not going to have it cut. I haven't had my hair cut in over a year. Pure curiosity here. I've never done it. I've never grown it out before. Not for this long. Close, but no, this is it. This is the longest I've ever been away from North America. I don't really miss. I'm not down on the USA. I have, I'm not. It's not that. I don't hate America or anything like that. I didn't come over here out of protest or anything like that. I've lived 50 years in the USA. It's like, okay, been there, done that. So that was basically what it was for me. But yeah, I kind of, I think about my family, my mom and dad. It's, yeah, I got to make some time to go home and see if I can, visit with them some. But I'm building up a supply of funds, emergency money, so that I can, yeah, if I ever should just have to take a flight home for that, I can do that. But I use an instant coffee here in the house. Um, Taster's Choice, it's all I can find. When I'm in the Philippines, it's Nescafe. Here it's Taster's Choice. Ah, that's good. It's good. And the cup keeps my hands warm. uh, yeah, there's the coffee shops. It's rare that you'll see or hear. It's rare that I have seen um, a beaker, a coffee pot full of coffee. In fact, there's only one place that I can recall that I've ever seen a coffee pot full of coffee, and that's over at the bakery next to the bus station. And they have it ready to pour. And that kind of stands to reason there. I mean, there's a lot of traffic coming in and out of that bus station, and yeah, they've got it ready to pour. But most of the places that serve coffee, it's brewed or forced through, espresso style, Yeah, one serving. And I have never, ever, ever had a cup of bad coffee here. I've never had that experience. Uh, it's always been good. And some places are a little more generous than others. They give you a bigger cup of coffee, and in some places it's usually 2001. But yesterday, that coffee I had there at that shop was only 1001s, and that was a pretty nice sized cup that they gave me, and it was good coffee. Um, I was prepared to pay more. I mean, I thought the menu. Oh, it said 1000. Yes, it did. So, what can I say? Some places it's 2001. Yeah, but I brew coffee at work, and we usually get that coffee over at Costco in Daegu. And here, it's common to find coffee in a can, and they keep it inside of a heated cabinet. Yeah, so I mean, and they've got it black with cream, with sugar. I've even seen what we call a French style, so I guess it's stronger, strong coffee. So that's available. Um, yeah. coffee shops all over town. I've not been to one. What they call coffee shops. Coffee shops that have been around here forever. And the reason I haven't been to one, my one of my directors was driving me around town to show me around, and I kept seeing these coffee shops, and I'm saying, well, what's, they have good coffee, and you know, and she used the expression. She said, yeah, there's a place where they have charming ladies. And I had no idea what she meant by that. I'm like, is she talking about a whorehouse? I don't know. I have no idea what she's talking about, or she just mean a waitress who's working for a tip. I don't know, and but and they're always kind of. I mean, there are plenty of them in it, but most of the time we end up having to go up some steps or down some steps to get through it, and so I just don't know. It's one curiosity that I'm going to have to satisfy. Oh, me. You ever had days where you kind of just didn't want to do anything? So you talk yourself into not doing anything? Oh, oh, this pink bedspread, I didn't buy it. It was here when I got here. I mean, so I'm not complaining. They were kind of concerned that I wouldn't like it, and I go, look, I mean, it's a bedspread, it's not like I've got company coming in and out. I don't. It's a cool little chair I got here. One of my bosses got it. Let me show it to you. He kind of, yeah, I think it's intended to be placed on the floor, but I set it on top of the bed, and I can kind of rock back and forth in it. Cool, huh?